Good morning. We are interrupting your regular scheduled programming to bring you live coverage of the funeral services for fallen soldiers Breonna Moffett of Savannah and Kennedy Sanders of Waycross. We begin this morning with new information about a span of shootings in the Savannah area on Saturday. Of course, want to get right into your first forecast. It is a weather impact day. Jeremy, it was hot out there. I mean, you can see all the beachgoers. People who work at the jail are releasing new details about that attack. You mentioned Georgia being different than some of these other cases. Kind of talk me through why the Fulton County case is different from the federal case. The Republicans and Congressman Jordan need 17 votes for him to become the next House Speaker. Leaders in South Carolina specifically have been very vocal today about their support for Israel. What can we expect to hear from these candidates in this next Republican debate? I know the topic of abortion was a big one in Miami. This is all the rage in the Midwest. They've actually already canceled school. In Ohio for the eclipse, And now Delta is offering the flight of a lifetime. We can take a trip after this. All right, a lot going out this next half hour. South Carolina taking center stage in the race to the White House.
Go tell your family and friends that America's depending on what they do on Saturday.
You're not supposed to lose your home state.
The promise Nikki Haley is making to voters across the country.
Thanks so much for starting your day with us here on WJCL 22 News. Good morning. Happy Hump Day. I'm Frank Sulkowski.
And I'm Olivia Wile. We got both meteorologists in house today. We got meteorologist Kathleen Liberta, who will be checking traffic for us in just a bit. And we have meteorologist Jonathan Myers here to talk us through our forecast. We're seeing some 70s later on in the week, Jonathan.
Yeah, it's going to feel nice by tomorrow, even Friday.
That is where WJCL 22 News' Savannah Younger is joining us live this morning. Savannah, it's been a pretty active scene out there. What can you tell us? Thank you so much, Savannah, for that report. Scary moments leading up to that death.
All right, yeah. Savannah, thank you so much.
Right now, Beaufort County deputies need your help in the search for this missing 81-year-old man. They say Martin Raffone was last seen leaving his house in Sun City early yesterday morning. He drives a white 2015 Hyundai Genesis sedan with South Carolina tag KDP 973. If you see him or that car, you are asked to call the sheriff's office. Well, new this morning, a push that would require libraries in Georgia schools to notify parents about every book that their child checks out.
Yeah, and lawmakers are also considering charging librarians who give out, quote, disturbing material.
This morning, officers are looking for whoever is responsible for spray painting buildings on Savannah State University's campus. Take a look at pictures of the vandalism. You can see there art is free and other messages left on the walls of those buildings. This comes after students raised concerns about the future of the performing arts program earlier this week. Savannah State officials say they're reviewing all academic programs and no recommendations or decisions have been made yet. Reminder, early voting in South Carolina's Republican primary ends tomorrow. Primary election day is Saturday. Early voting, meanwhile, is also underway in Georgia now. It ends March 8th. Georgia's presidential primary is slated for March 12th. And you can keep up with all of these important election dates by checking out our online voter guide and by downloading the WJCL 22 News app. I'm here at the Fulton County Courthouse where, as you can see behind me, there is still a very heavy police presence now 1 day after former President Donald Trump was indicted for a 4th time.
It's exciting for the city. And I know it's a bit traumatic also for the city and for the country.
Atlanta resident John Smith was out taking pictures of this scene on Monday.
I'm glad to see justice taking its course wherever it leads. If he's not guilty and they all are not guilty, then acquit them for sure.
Georgia Republican Governor Brian Kemp and former Lieutenant Governor Jeff Duncan both speaking out over X, formerly known as Twitter, about the indictment. Kemp responding to a post by the former president saying, in part, the 2020 election in Georgia was not stolen. I spoke with ABC News reporter Olivia Rubin, who says she was in the courtroom for all 17 hours Monday.
What we could really feel inside of that courtroom was a sense of urgency. And I think that was very obvious by the fact that they were able to sort of deliver this entire indictment and this entire presentation in a single extended day.
We know Trump has to turn himself in now by the 25th.
Yes.
What do we think is going to happen?
Well, I think we have 2 weeks where we're going to start to see 19 defendants go in. They have to get processed. They have to go before a judge. And we heard this sheriff say, essentially essentially, if you're coming in, you're getting a mugshot. We're not giving anyone special treatment. So I think the only one that could really get special treatment here, of course, is Donald Trump, because he is a Secret Service protectee, and it's a lot more difficult to move him.
Meaning the barricades could be here to stay for a couple more weeks.
We're kind of used to this kind of stuff.
Monday marked the end of a more than 2.5-year investigation into the former president's interference in the 2020 election here in Georgia. Now we know District Attorney Fani Willis has requested a trial date be set in the next 6 months. Reporting in Atlanta, Olivia Wile, WJCL 22 News.